and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs. Spoofs, goofs, and novelty songs.
All right, let's get back into this draft talk.
Okay, who likes Ratatouille? Now, if I had to draft
I'm
my
not
number
talking
one
Ratatouille.
character,
Ratatouille was last episode.
yeah, let's draft.
Let's draft the characters from Ratatouille. I'm gonna take that babe of a French chef, the main love interest.
She's a good chef. She's tough though.
But that's kind of what makes her appealing. You really have to earn her respect.
Kelly, I'll let you go number 2.
I'm not I already talked Ratatouille last ep. I'm not doing it. 2 eps in a row is too much. People want something different. I'm thinking of the people.
All right, fine. Let's draft the Incredibles.
Okay, I take Grandpa Incredible.
What a bad first draft.
Isn't that Abe Incredible? Remember when Grandpa Incredible, that gif of Grandpa Incredible where he walks in with his coat and hat and hangs it up and then in one fluid motion turns around and picks it back up and walks out?
Yeah, his superpower is he doesn't have he has anti-memory.
Yeah. My favorite Incredible is probably Bart Incredible just because he's a little bit of a menace, likes to skateboard.
Yeah, I like Nelson Incredible.
Oh, Sideshow Bob Incredible, especially with the part where he steps on a rake over and over again, is wow, it's so incredible.
Marge Credible, it's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure it's you're talking about Marge Incredible.
No,
Homer Incredible's
unrelated.
wife.
Common mistake.
So you said Marge Credible because I thought it was his neighbor Flanders Credible, and
Flanders
that's why they're sort of at odds.
Yeah, they hate each other. They're
I like the professional wrestler Justin Credible, which is his name, Justin Credible.
Oh, Marty's talking wrestling. He had to bring real stuff,
And he's
into it.
very if you ever need a witness in court, he's very
If they were more clever, that would have been his gimmick.
When he
he's just
swears
very
on the Bible,
trustworthy.
you really believe it.
When he enters a match, he swears on the Bible, and so he's not going to do anything behind the ref's back. But then he does, and that's why he's a bad guy. Oh,
Marty, you might have to cut this out because it's a bit from How To with John Wilson. Have you watched that at all?
No.
There's
I don't even know
a
what that
part
is.
where it's a HBO Max show produced by Nathan Fielder. There's a part where...
Oh, then you better cut this out.
Yeah, I'm just going to get copyright claimed. There's a part where he is trying to talk about it. The first episode is how to small talk. And he goes to see a philosopher and asks them, hey, do you think mankind will return? And the philosopher goes into this really deep answer about we just seem really divided right now, and I hope we can reunite at some point and work together to build an incredible society. And then he's like, you'll get a different answer in a different area if you ask this question somewhere else. And he's at a wrestling show, and he says, hey, do you think mankind will return? And damn, what a long setup for that joke. But that show is very funny. So
That is a fantastic joke.
feel free to cut that out. Sorry. Anyways,
I've actually seen the exact show Kelly's talking about. I just forgot that that's what it's called.
wow.
And with that, welcome to Spoofs, Goofs, and Novelty Songs.
The podcast about dumb shit.
What's the iconic cage match with? Is it Mankind versus who? Undertaker?
The Undertaker, yes.
Yeah, where one of them falls from the top of the cage. Or they
Hell in
both
a
do.
Cell at King of the Ring 1998. Mankind gets thrown off the cell, and then accidentally
he gets Scott. You pulled his string.
No, legit though. If there is one wrestling match, this is one I've seen where I'm just I was genuinely holy shit, on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, it's an iconic match because he legit should be dead from not from that one, but from the one where he accidentally goes through the top of that cage. He it wasn't supposed to fall, but he falls through it and lands on the mat really hard. They legit thought he was dead when that happened. They had to cart him out and stuff. Yeah.
Jesus.
Wrestling. It's don't try it at home.
Hey, okay. I mean, this is going to be 2 weeks old when we release this episode. But there was a female wrestler who just recently tweeted I support unionization,
Yes.
and then literally 10 minutes later was fired by the WWE.
That's not entirely true. She knew she was being fired. She tweeted that very strategically so it would look like that. But yes, So WWE, oh my God, if we really want to go into this, WWE had a lot of wrestlers who started getting really popular on Twitch, and WWE tried to take over their channels and make them like WWE branded Twitch content, basically. A lot of the wrestlers like argued against it, but like most of them, nobody really stood up super hardcore to defend themselves. But Zelina Vega was like the one person who was just like, no, I am not giving up my Twitch channel to you. I want a union in wrestling, which has never happened.
But aren't their contracts like really, really shitty, and they also get like kind of like abused? Like, yeah,
correct. They are considered independent contractors, but WWE specifically doesn't let them work with any other company. A lot of other wrestling promotions are also independent contractors, but they don't have any power over them to do other stuff. But WWE like specifically does not allow their talent to do other things.
And if you're an independent contractor, I mean, that means you like don't really get benefits, right? And this is a job that like literally just like kills your body. Like
no benefits. They pay for their own travel out of pocket generally. They have to book all of their own travel and everything. Yeah, it's and
then you can't make money off your like personality or whatever.
Right, which like they used to be able to, but they've cracked down more and more over the years, and I think like Vince McMahon must have just woke up one day and been like, oh, my talent are making money off of streaming video games? Like, I must stop them. Like, yeah.
So before we get in today's episode, we have to say the official stance of Spoof, Scoofs, and Novelty Songs is we stand in solidarity with that wrestler and all wrestlers who hope to unionize.
Zelina Vega. Go check out her Twitch channel if you're interested. She's great. She was a great manager and a good wrestler. She's fantastic.
Zelina Vega.
Better. Zelina Vega.
I'm not even laughing. I'm 100% serious about that. But just the transition is what I'm laughing about. Marty, what movie are we talking about?
This week we're reviewing Last Action Hero, a 1993 fantasy action comedy directed by John McTiernan of Die Hard and Predator fame, about a young boy who loves action movies who then gets sucked into one of the action movies he loves, which features Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is a spoof of the action genre, aiming at the 80s, 90s movies, and is a quite famous box office and critical bomb, with most critics being confused at the film's tone. I have a few quotes before we get too far into it, from the director of the film and from Arnold Schwarzenegger regarding the film's lack of success. This first quote is quite long, so bear with me. Regarding the film's failure, director John McTiernan said, "Initially, it was a wonderful Cinderella story with a 9-year-old boy. We had a pretty good script by Bill Goldman, charming, and this ludicrous hype machine got a hold of it and it got buried under bullshit. It was so overwhelmed with baggage, and then it was whipped out, unedited, practically assembled right out of the camera. It was in the theater 5 or 6 weeks after I finished shooting. It was kamikaze, stupid, no good reason for it. And then to open the week after Jurassic Park, God. To get to the depth of bad judgment involved in that, you need a snorkel." And then Arnold blamed the film's failure on the election of a Democratic president.
2 seconds.
Go ahead.
If you at the depth you need a snorkel, that's not that deep, right? That's you're at the surface. You need to be close to the surface to use a snorkel.
That's a fair point. Arnold blamed Bill Clinton getting elected, claiming that it influenced people seeing action movies as lowbrow, though I would argue that this movie sees action movies as lowbrow as well.
Yeah. I don't like action movies. Don't go see it.
I did not know that this was considered such a bomb. The reputation for this movie was that it was kind of a weird outlier of Arnold's career. But, usually I tend to schedule the movies we watch. If Kelly or Scott particularly wants something, I always say, this is a Kelly pick or this is a Scott pick.
Thank you, sir.
I don't try to pick stuff that I want to watch. I pick stuff that I think we need to see. This is one of the movies, though, where I will say this is definitely a Marty pick. I really wanted to do this one and review it. So this is, as they say, a Marty pick.
That's what they say.
Gentlemen, what did you think about Last Action Hero?
I like the first 45 minutes.
Did this movie need to be 2 hours long? No. Did we need to watch this for the podcast? No. Did I have a fun time watching it? No. Was it okay? Yeah, it's fine. It's just one of those flicks that... Who is the target audience? Is it action movie enjoyers? Because it wasn't like that action-packed. Was it children?
It's, 19 to 24-year-old boys.
And I guess they hit the nail on the head. They got all 5 of them.
Well, we're Zoomers, so yes, it was made for us.
5 of them.
But 19 to 24-year-old boys, like, in that time of the 90s. It was like a very specific. I feel like it's like Zombieland. What a strange, like, niche audience to make a thing for, and yet they went and did it.
I think this movie is a great premise that is a little too over convoluted, and it just didn't land. It didn't know what it wanted to be necessarily. It didn't know whether it was more interested in being like a kid who's inside an action movie and the rules of movie land are crazy, or is it about a action movie character who comes into the real world and, oh my god, now he has real stakes to his life. It never knew which one it wanted to be, and so this movie is just like a little all over the place. But the opening, I think I agree with Scott. Especially the opening scene of this movie is like fantastic parody. The opening of this movie is such a good Die Hard spoof that I was just like, I was so into this movie until the kid gets sucked into the screen. And the moment the kid gets sucked into the screen is like done in the laziest way I've ever seen. It just cuts to white and then he's just in the movie like thing. We don't see him get sucked into the screen at all. It's the weakest. Whatever. We'll get to that part later, but anyway, yes, I kind of agree with both of you. I didn't think it was that good, but I also thought the beginning was like awesome.
Yeah, I just think it was just a good like idea of a thing, like a good like premise. Like it probably made like a better screenplay than a movie.
Yeah.
And like that kid didn't really help either. Like he was just like a little too... Oh, I don't know. I guess it was the 90s, but like it really sort of like a cliche of like the like precocious like child.
It reminded me of Muppet Treasure Island, where it was like it hinged a lot, like way too much on this kid being good, and it really hurts the movie that we've spent so much time, and the movie's like edited toward the kid like emotionally, and it does not hold up. Like it did not work together.
It was, and yeah, it was also like, I get, for me, what it seemed like it couldn't decide was like how crazy is movie world, like, cause like the police precinct where like there's like a cartoon, like, I forget what Danny DeVito animated animal.
It's
cop.
a cat, I think.
I think, yeah. Like that scene is like really zany, but then like other ones are like a little bit more grounded. Like fucking Tywin Lannister's character is like super grounded, and it, like I don't know, he's like pretty charismatic, but then like that next to the police precinct, I don't know, it's like this movie couldn't, it's like it's got one foot in like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and then like another foot in like I don't even know what, like almost like Andy Kaufman, like,
or wow.
Or, you know what I mean, like where there's it's like a rules movie, but it's like sort of like this like whimsical but like more like understated kind of a thing versus like again the crazy cartoon world.
I think it's like Scream maybe is the thing, because Scream is like really similar like idea wise to this movie, but yeah, it's like like
well, I
like
guess like the movies come to real.
Yeah, and like it's a parody of a genre directed by like arguably the director who defines that genre. Like that's why I kind of draw that comparison. But yeah, Scream like just knows to be like grounded. Movies are real. These characters know about movies, right? Like that's a real thing that they can do. This movie, yeah, it's just like it didn't know whether it was like, should it just be like their movies are real and this kid. Also, the kid's arc is like nothing in this movie. The beginning of this movie is like he's obsessed with movies and like that's a bad thing for his life, and then like they just don't go anywhere with that the rest of the movie. Basically, like
young David Foster Wallace was in the movie theater of this, and he watched it, and then he like stood up, and then on the ground, like during the credits, there was a discarded bandana on the ground, and he like looked at it and like shook his head and went home and wrote Infinite Jest.
Kelly looks on the video chat. Kelly looks as sad as I've ever seen him talking about a movie.
Bored. I'm as bored right now as I was when I watched this movie, and it's not that it's bad. It's just not for me. This one wasn't for me. And it's like satire for people who like action movies. I'm not an action. I mean, I sort of am, but not this week. Not this week. I don't want to watch action movie. I'm on that Queen's Gambit high still.
Oh my
And-
god, he
boy.
won't shut the hell up about it.
Yeah, all I keep saying is that it's good. I don't want to talk.
Me and Kelly
too
work at
in-depth
the same
about it.
job, and every day I clock in. And he's like, "Hey, Queen's Gambit,
Hey,
morning
you see
to
that
you."
pawn to B12 move? That shit was wild. Hey, you see
it's
that?
like, oh my
knight to-
god.
Knight to A7? Crazy.
This guy's a regular Bobby Fischer over here.
is wild. Those moves were crazy.
He's a regular Ron Weasley.
Chess icon Ron Weasley.
Remember how Ron Weasley's entire thing in the first Harry Potter book is that he's good at chess, and it's literally just so they can build up to that big climactic moment with him. And then, like, that's the thing they landed on with his character is like, okay, we'll make him really good at chess. That's gonna be his thing the whole time.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest problem you have with J.K. Rowling, right?
Me or Marty?
Yeah.
Oh, both of you.
My biggest problem is that Rupert Grint posted pictures of his baby this week, and J.K. Rowling didn't post any pictures of his baby this week. So I'm on Rupert Grint's side of this feud.
Nice. That's okay. So I know your two biggest problems with J.K. Rowling then.
Yeah, I don't like that they kicked Johnny Depp out of that movie. That's the thing I'm mad about.
I don't like that they're still making that movie.
By the way, though, getting rid of Johnny Depp, honestly, just as a creative choice, is for the best because he's terrible in those movies. He's really bad.
Don't even remember.
Yeah,
the
he's
second
really
one.
bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so.
Was he in the first one?
He is.
He's really doing the character of Grindelwald a dishonor. Whoever does Grindelwald really needs to bring, light to the character.
They're looking at Mads Mikkelsen for it. Hey, I'd love that.
Oh
Love
my
me some Mads
god.
Mikkelsen.
Yeah, the little droopy-eyed Grindelwald. Oh, baby. Oh, a little 5 o'clock salt and pepper shadow on Grindy.
It's I, Grindelwald.
Kelly's doing a Mads Mikkelsen face right now. It's pretty good.
I don't know what Mads
It's pretty-
Mikkelsen sounds like.
Dude, Mads Mikkelsen is fucking chopped. That's why he looks like that.
Yeah.
He's chonging
What's
down.
up, dude? It's me, Grindelwald.
With a name like Mads Mikkelsen, too, he fucking
Fantastic
gets litty,
beasts and where
baby.
to find them.
Fantastic beats.
Dumbledore, get down to the beach.
Take a puff of this, and you'll find a couple of fantastic
Hey,
somethings.
Dumbledore. Oh, I got House Slytherin. Oh.
Ooh, the house cup.
Oh, better get
Let's wheeze the butterbeer.
Get that golden snatch.
Butterbeer bong.
God.
Hey, so okay, here's
speaking
the
of
problem.
movies.
Yeah, God.
That was the
Weird.
most fun I've had in the past hour and a half of recording.
Wow. Oh, come on. You like talking about Ratatouille.
Yeah, that was fun too. This was a little
Ranking
bit
the
more fun.
Incredibles.
What'd you say?
I said ranking the Incredibles.
Oh, yeah. That
Drafting
was good.
them.
Hey, so the problem
Yeah.
with this movie is the whole first half is just the kid going like, this is a movie. Here's the rules of the movie. I'm pointing it out to you. And then Arnold,
Yes.
I refuse to see this. I do not notice it, for it is normal to me. And then the whole second half is like, we're not in the movie universe. Bad stuff can happen to you. I'm not used to that, so I do not respect the premise. And it's just that, like, it's just like they do like 17 examples of each one. It's the same scene over and over again.
It's this thing we were talking about before. They're not even that extremely different, though. So, like, him saying this, it's like, what difference is there? Like, Arnold, if he gets shot in the movie world, he's, like, scared of it. He wears, like, a bulletproof vest when he gets shot and stuff. It's not like he's, like, invulnerable in the movie world. And so none of that stuff ever makes sense. So the stakes of this movie are just, like, constantly getting, like, destroyed because the movie doesn't know what it wants to commit to, like, ever. It's just such a bland execution. I was so surprised. Like, the opening's so strong, and then it just, like, yeah, it doesn't know what to do with the premise. Like,
They finished the first 5 minutes of the movie. They wrapped on the first 5 minutes, which is what they do. They say, all right, first 5 minutes of the movie wrapped. And then they looked at their budget and they're like, oh, holy moly. We've gone way over. Hey, how many of those footlongs were we eating on the Subway caterings? And then they they had to make the rest. And that's not true because the rest wasn't low budget. It was just boring. They fired the writers. They fired the writers after they filmed the first 5 minutes.
Shane Black. Shane Black was the guy who did Punch Up on this script, and he might have made it worse. In my based on what John McTiernan said, it sounds like he made it a little worse.
Hey, who am I to judge? How many movies have I written in the past 30 years?
Hey.
0.
I was trying to think.
0 to completion.
I kind of wish, honestly, if the whole movie was the first 5 minutes, if that like just kept going, I think that would have been a better movie.
The movie does a really good job making fun of action movies up top, and then it kind of just does all of the things it's making fun of. Like, they make fun of how exposition's delivered in action movies, and it's really well done in the opening, and then they just kind of do that in the real world of the movie also. So it's like, fuck you, like, you don't get to just like make fun of this thing that's shitty and then do the shitty thing also. Like,
nothing really ever comes of the robber, right? Does the robber that like robs the kid and like handcuffs him to the sink, he doesn't come back, right?
I don't think so at all. It's just like
that didn't. I don't know. I thought that was gonna. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. This movie's weird. Yeah, I just didn't know like what to care about really.
Like, it getting bad reviews makes a lot of sense, because even though I like appreciate how much of a swing this movie is, it is like tonally it's just like a fucking miss. Like, it just doesn't land at all. I did like Ian McKellen portraying death from the Seventh Seal and then coming into the world, and like that whole sequence was fun. That's where I was like, I kind of wish the movie was a little more fun like that. Like, that was a fun execution of the idea. But
it's either you got to go like balls to the walls or you got to like make like clear parameters. But either way, I don't know. This movie committed the cardinal sin of being a rules movie, so I just like inherently am like kind of against it.
As a movie, 5 out of 10. It's fine.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
As a spoof, 7 out of 10. I do think it makes fun of action movie tropes pretty well, and it succeeds at being like a good spoof of the genre. All the plot and narrative stuff is like the weakest part of this movie by far, and like not knowing what the movie necessarily tonally should be. But whenever it's trying to spoof stuff, it does like land that really well. It just doesn't do it quite enough to be better. That's it.
As a movie, 4.5 out of 10. Something funny?
Nothing. It's just your ratings are so close to mine. It's very strange.
Good rating.
Fuck are you implying?
Nothing. I'm not implying anything.
Oh my
Copying
god.
off my tests much?
Oh my god. I can't believe this. And as a spoof, Marty, what did you give it?
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, 8.5 out of 10.
Good job.
I lied.
Oh no.
I thought it was a good spoof of action movies. Just for the first 5 minutes, I give it an 8.5 just for that.
Scott Stephen Carey, did you even watch the homework?
Yes, sir. I promise, sir.
Okay. Okay then.
Oh, that was easy.
I give it a 4.4 out of 10 as a movie.
Huh.
And a 6.9 as a spoof.
Huh.
This reminds me of something, but I can't quite place it.
Yeah, that number reminds me of another number, but
Oh, these numbers are awfully similar. Me, when I look at any numbers.
these
All right,
both
who's
have 4s in them.
Who's got song? Who's got song this week?
Mart have song.
For this week's novelty song, I decided to honor the late great Alex Trebek by diving into the iconic theme music from Jeopardy. Jeopardy began airing in 1964 as a show created by iconic television personality Merv Griffin. It was
Holy shit.
originally hosted by Art Fleming. The show ran off and on for 2 decades until Trebek took over in 1984, becoming the defining host of the show and one of the most defining game show hosts of all time. Kelly's placing an order for pizza.
I just got a call from our lawyers, and they said we're going to get copyright claimed by Wikipedia for the 70th time. So they're asking you to stop.
Yeah, they have 4 employees at Wikipedia, but you've copywritten off them so bad that they put one of them on the case.
Yeah.
I rewrite them. Since the debut of the show, several
Changing
songs
the
and
font
arrangements.
size doesn't count. Sorry, go ahead.
It's double spaced now. The margins are lower.
I made it Helvetica bold. It's no longer just Helvetica. Since the debut of the show, there have been several songs and arrangements used for the theme. The main theme of the show was a song called Take 10, which was composed by Merv Griffin's wife, Julianne. I have a very low-quality version to play for you now, so I apologize to the listener, but we're going to play for you a little snippet of Take 10.
I don't get why they call it Jeopardy. It's clearly pronounced Jeopardy.
Jeopardy. Yeah, it's about the rocks. It sounds like Fallout.
Or does Fallout sound like it?
Whoa.
Oh.
Pennywise.
A later iteration of the show, the all-new Jeopardy, opened with January, February, March, and closed with a song titled Frisco Disco, both of which were composed by Merv Griffin. Let's get a little taste now of Frisco Disco.
Can I get the rare version, please?
This is medium rare version.
Uncommon.
However, the best-known theme song of Jeopardy is titled Think, and was actually originally composed by Merv Griffin under the title A Time for Tony as a lullaby for his son. Think has always been used for the 30-second period in Final Jeopardy, in which contestants write down their responses. Since Trebek took over the syndicated version in 1984, a rendition of Think has been used as the main theme for the show. So with that, let's listen to our final song for this week, a taste of the song Think.
I've never heard that one before.
You ever watch the show Jeopardy?
What?
Oh, God.
What's a show? What's a watch?
Oh, no.
Let's break this down as much as I can.
That's a good song.
For this week's quiz, we're going to honor the great Jeopardy and do it as Jeopardy would. So I will give you the answer.
Do you think the host's name was Jeopardy?
Jeopardy.
We're going to honor the great Jeopardy and do it how Jeopardy would do it?
Wait, his name wasn't Jeopardy Trebek?
You thought it was like Reba?
My favorite game show to watch, Reba. You must guess in the form of a question. So I have 5 answers for you. And for this week's quiz, the category is Famous Game Show Hosts. Number 1. This famous game show host would sign off at the end of each program by asking you to cut off your pet's private parts.
Kelly. Who is Bob Barker?
Ding, ding, ding. Kelly gets point number 1. That's $200. That's worth $200. I forgot to put.
Oh, wow.
Okay, that was worth $200.
Scott, cancel my calls. I'm not coming into work. I'm making a lot of money doing something else.
Yes, sir.
Number 2. This host once said that women shouldn't date atheists because, and I quote, "Where is your moral barometer?"
Ding, ding, ding. Scott, who is Steve Harvey?
Scott gets number 2, which was worth $400.
Yeah. Hey, Kelly, cancel my calls. Daddy's
No,
making
no.
the bucks.
Number 3, when Who Wants to Be a Millionaire became syndicated in 2002, this former host of The View and future host of The Today Show took the host reins from Regis Philbin.
Ding, ding, ding. Scott, who is Meredith Vieira?
Scott rings in and gets $600. He leads 1,000 to 200.
Why was mine only worth $200? This sucks.
Because
Because they get progressively harder, obviously.
Yeah, that's clearly what I'm doing here.
I'm defending a system that's working for me right now.
Yeah, I didn't plan this ahead of time, so I actually think number 3 was probably the hardest one. But number 4, on Chappelle's show, in a parody of Training Day, this Let's Make a Deal host portrayed himself as a murderous, pimping psychopath.
Kelly. Ding, ding, ding. Kelly. Who is Wayne Brady?
Kelly ties it up. We go into the final question tied up. It is Wayne Brady. Number 5, finally, this host was famously portrayed by Will Ferrell on many Saturday Night Live sketches.
Ding, ding, ding. Who is Alex Trebek?
And in honor of the late, great Alex Trebek, Scott
how
wins
dare
the
you?
quiz.
Who is Jeopardy Trebek?
Who is Alex Trebek? He's a legend. He's an absolute legend, Scott.
I muttered it because I felt bad for getting the obvious answer, but I respect him and his legacy.
As long as we agree to disagree that we both respect him, then it's fine.
You know what? I'll split it with you. We'll each take a hey point, as Trebek would want.
Yeah,
Hey.
he loved everyone getting out even.
He would always say at the end of each game, all right, everybody share your points till you have
Tie
an
up.
even amount.
Was there ever any ties on Jeopardy? Not
Yes.
the ones around the necks, of course.
Thank you. You beat me there, Cal.
If they tied, they would both come back the next week.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They should have just always tried to tie. Power to the people.
So who do you think can replace Trebek?
You know, Wayne Brady, not a bad choice if they went that route, but I think he's probably too busy.
Somebody
I don't
was
know.
saying, or I saw on Twitter.
They're trying to get LeVar Burton.
Yeah, I think he'd be good.
I mean,
He'd be good.
I might as well get out in front. I applied, so
Oh wow, then
just
I'll
wanna let
vote
guys
for you,
know,
Kelly.
if I can't do the
Yeah, me too.
podcast anymore, it's because I'm on to
Oh,
lesser,
shit.
not as fun things, obviously.
Wait, Jeopardy's less fun than this show? No one
it's not
feels
as
that way.
hosting Jeopardy. It's more of a chore than you would think. I got to keep it tight. I got to keep it not loose, not as loose as goose as I can here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I do know what you mean.
it's tiring being a tyrant.
You can't be like, okay, that was a great answer, contestant, but let's talk about Ratatouille.
I can't do that on Jeopardy. I really can't.
do
I
it.
can't
You
say,
really can't.
oh, I don't want to talk about this. But the pro is that I can just move on after I give someone an answer and they give me the
That's
question.
true. That's true. But hey, those potent potables, oh, that's worth it.
Potent potables. Okay, Scott,
Yep.
you have a music or a music product, novelty product for
Do you
me?
have a-
Yeah,
do
the
you have a novelty
music.
music product?
Yeah. Let me pull it up. All right, I don't want to offend you guys, so just trigger warning going into this. Today we're talking about. Oh, it's not letting me paste it.
I bet it's the spinny hat. The hat with the propeller.
Hold on.
Is it a picture of AOC?
I'm trying to think of the least offensive thing ever. The most, if you don't want to offend me, you better not post a Ben Garrison comic in in this Discord.
Hold on, I got a Google image. You know, I guess you just can't like copy an image from a Google Doc and paste it into Discord.
Yeah, it's actually kind of difficult for some reason. I was having that same issue. What's going on in the news? What's going on in Kelly news this week?
I don't know. I've been playing Hades. I bought a PS5, but it
Oh, yeah.
hasn't shipped yet.
Are you getting Spider-Man for the PS5?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, fellas, I don't want to offend you. I don't want to hurt your feelings, so just be ready for this. Today we're talking about this middle finger key. It's a key where the key part, it's a middle finger coming from a hand. You put the middle finger in the lock.
Wow.
It's disturbing.
Do any of us have a personal attachment to a middle finger?
What do you mean?
Yes, I have two.
Like a middle
I
finger
have
on our
attached to
bodies?
two middle fingers. Is that really what you were setting us up for?
Wow.
That it's literally attached to us. Yes.
That's
Can we kick
A dad
Marty
joke
off of
for
the
sure.
cast? Let's kick him out.
that's a major league dad joke.
Oh, hold on. I gotta. No, can't get no respect in here.
Yeah, that's another dad joke.
My wife heard me make that joke, and she told me to kick rocks, and I said, but your last name is Rocks.
So I said you made a dad joke, and then you said the appropriate response would be to do a Rodney Dangerfield impression.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the kids will love it. Hey, we're talking about this middle finger keychain, and boy, oh boy, I got a little middle finger quiz for you guys. You know what? Let's keep this answer in the form of a question rolling. This is a free form Jeopardy style here. What ancient society does the middle finger date back to?
Marty, Rome.
Kelly, would you like to steal?
Kelly, Shakespearean.
He wasn't a king.
I know.
It was Greece.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you're close. Marty, I'm going to give you 1/10 of a point.
can I get one middle finger key worth of points?
Yeah, which happens to equal 1/10 of a point.
Okay,
What is the middle finger supposed to represent?
Hey, buzz off, mister.
Fuck you.
Well, okay. Yeah, so let's I'll narrow it down. It's we'll say a tangible object, not words.
A bird.
A bird?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Marty, you got anything?
Up yours?
I get not words.
Okay.
Like
okay. Oh, sounds. Okay.
It's supposed to be a penis and balls, I guess.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's what it was supposed to represent.
I learned so much on this podcast every single week.
If you read the Wikipedia, then you'd know this. When was the first middle finger on screen shown? When was the first on screen middle finger?
I dream of Jeannie.
I am gonna guess.
I'm looking for a year here.
Oh.
So Kelly says the 60s.
Yeah.
When is the when
the
did the
60s
code
on
change? Whenever the MPA or when the whatever that was called, the profanity code that Hollywood was under for years. So 1955.
The first one was in 1928 in the film Speedy. Harold Lloyd's character gives himself the finger into a distorting mirror at Luna Park about 25 minutes into the film.
Pre-code.
Yep. So that's it. Kind of half-assed it this week. You know, they can't all be winners. Okay.
Oh, that was the quiz. Who won the quiz?
I think you did.
Yeah, I didn't get anything right.
I think none of you
Kelly.
did. I think it's 3 swings, 3 strikes, and 3 misses.
Hey, Kelly, I got something for you.
What?
I got something for you, Kelly.
Marty, that's rude.
Take a look at my hand.
Marty's showing me his butthole right now.
Oh my god, he's doing the
I'm giving
goatsy.
Marty's
I've got
me.
my hand butthole. I'm showing him my hand butthole.
Oh, that means you get to punch him in the shoulder.
2 hits.
It's not below my waist.
No!
Don't worry,
Did you
it's not
guys
below my waist.
do doorknob in your school?
What is that?
That's where if somebody farts and if they don't say doorknob right after, then you get to punch them until they go touch a doorknob.
Should we?
Do you want to do that on the podcast?
No, I don't.
Yeah,
wanna do
okay. Somebody fart.
Okay, hold
that. I
on.
can't part.
Caca! Oh.
Never mind. I was gonna say we should end on one of my signature jokes.
Okay, what about safety? Did you guys do safety?
Yes, safety, yes.
Did you guys do slug bug?
We did slug bug.
Slug
We
bug.
did shotgun. For shotgun rules, did you do blitz? No blitz. I don't remember the other rules.
All of them, yep.
I haven't given anyone a ride in so long.
Yeah.
Or
Have you
more
guys-
than one person a ride in a long time.
Did you do quack quack seat back?
Yep.
Here's something that's kind of related. The new Fast and the Furious movie, they have to do a heist of a dead body, and Vin Diesel does a Hertz donut.
Oh my god. It's
I don't
weekend
get
at
it.
It's a Hertz donut. It's a classic bit as a kid. You ask someone if they want a Hertz donut.
Does he actually do that in the movie? I don't
No,
remember this.
That's a joke about dead body cars being called Hertz and then donuts.
Wait, dead body
Hearst.
calls being called
Hertz donut. I fucking pronounced
Oh
it wrong.
my god! And then you just like double down on it 5 times in
Yep.
a row.
20
Hertz
times.
I was
donut.
like-
Hertz
I was like,
donut.
Okay,
What
how
is
about
this
he
term?
does?
I've never heard of
he,
this.
They do. He does
did
a rental
Hearst-
car.
A Hearst donut.
He
Yeah,
does a
he does a
rental
rental
car.
car.
He does a donut in a rental car. He does a Hertz donut. There, I fixed it. I band-aided it.
That's what I thought you were doing.
No,
That's what I thought
I'm
you
just
were
really
getting
bad
at.
with English. So
Oh, that's okay.
no, it's not.
But great with humor.
Kelly, it's your second language. It's all right.
What's my first language?
The language of love.
I can't argue with that. Well, thanks for listening, everyone.
You know what? Two kind of low energy episodes, but you know what? It's like I think it's it's that time of year where the seasonal affective disorder is kicking in.
Marty picks a couple things he thinks we should do, and they were once again
they were good. They were just like perfect. They were kind of just straight down the plate. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
They're hard to comment on because they're just like these are fine.
I miss Spooftober.
Spooftober was good.
That's the thing. Spooftober was really spicy, so we're kind of having to like mellow out. But the next 2 episodes, oh my god,
What are they?
we're gonna be bouncing off the walls.
We're going to talk about them off pod, I think.
That's right. Well, hey, audience, thanks for sticking with us. You don't need to watch this movie, I say.
40 minutes after we stopped talking
If
about
you haven't
that.
seen this movie,
In
good
summary.
job. Good job. Throw the movie out. Resubscribe to our podcast on every device in your house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys know that in Spain and Italy, that's where the thing of like, you ever see the fuck you gesture of like you take your like left hand and hit like your right like sort of like bicep with it, and then you like curl your like right hand like up to your like chin sort of. You ever see that one? Hey, thanks for listening.
We really appreciate it.
Great.
Next week, we're going to watch...
Sleepless in Seattle.
Once again.